Right, so clear safe space, especially for our balance practice. Anything or balance, have to hand, back of a chair, hand by the wall, whatever. So making sure we're comfortable. And then we'll just mobilise and warm up to. Let's just move that fraction. It's beautiful, but it really does shine right through. Make that, that's not too bad. Make it a bit too bright on the background. So we've got to the end of the week. Let's shake it out gently. How does everything feel? Relax the shoulders. Soften. Or maybe again, just build up a little bit more energy. You've got one more day to go. Whatever you've got planned, perhaps we need a bit of a boost to get through. So, a couple more swings. And then we'll just come to stillness, into our corkscrews. So just alternating, hips forward facing. How do the tops of the legs feel? Lovely. Two more. And then into our hulas, so just gently round and round. One more in this direction. And then can we change the direction? Lovely, one more. Come to stillness and then gently sit down. Reach up. One more after this. Go and keep the arms up. And then bring them down. Two more. And then we'll go into our clapjack shoulder combination. They're open, arms up. Oh gosh, click. One more of each. Really nice. And then into our hip hinge. So feet hip width apart, hands on thighs to start with. Again, just to ease into that movement. Exhale as we return up. Raise the arms forward if we wanted to. If we wanted to take the arms out to the side, again, we can get that extra side stretching, or just stick with going forward, or keeping the hands on the thighs. Lovely. Two more. From there, gently widen your stance, bend the knee, push the hips back into our side lunge. Maybe reaching the arms forward or bringing them down. Lovely. One more after this. And then gently coming up, trunk rotation. The arms out in front, just gently reach round. So after this one, a couple more on each side, we'll then get the ball, if we're happy to, roll the feet out, just to mobilise and warm them up. If not, we can just do our ankle alphabets with the one leg at a time and rest. Then we'll move on to our additional hip mobilisations. But just again, to connect everything, warm the feet up first of all. If we're happy to, again, with your ball. If not, again, we can just do mobilisations working on the alphabet per leg. Just start off gently, lightly, rolling the foot under the ball. If not, then we can just work the ankle joint through the alphabet. So I think I can't do it with my hand and the foot rolling, that's too much. Like patting your head, rubbing your tummy. That's one or other option. Again, heel to toe, taking your time, maybe noticing any areas that need a little bit lighter touch, more touch. Hold it. And also side to side as well, so not just up and down, going across the fibres. And then should we change feet? Oh, actually, that feels better already. Again, noticing how it all feels as well once we've taken the foot off. Just going gently. Side to side. Lovely. And then just ease, finish off. Put the ball to one side. We will want the ball again for some catch. In the meantime, into our more hip mobilisations. So feet hip width apart. We'll start with our legs swing. And actually, I don't know. If we wanted to elevate that leg swing, I've got a yoga block there. Not that you need to specifically use a yoga block, but we can let the legs then swing a little bit more freely, maybe if we're on an elevated surface. This is purely because I've got it here, so I thought I'd show you. As my foot's not quite on the floor, still keep my hips level. I might get a little bit more range rather than the foot touching the floor. Actually, it still is touching the floor. But we'll just swing a couple more forward and back. And then from there, can we go across? So our pendulum swing, taking it across. Lovely. Again, it hasn't got to be a big swing. It could just be literally out to the side and across. How does it feel? You know, what does that movement need? And then let's come to stillness. Bring the knee up. Knee stay still. Movement from the hip first of all. So get the wiggle on from the hip. It doesn't have to be the knee forward facing. We can have the knee behind and wiggle if that felt better. Offer a bit of variety. Actually, that's a bit more challenging on the balance that way. Let's come back to that one. Actually, tell a lie, it's challenging on both ways. Have a rest and then extend. So we're just flicking. Another good click. Lovely, two more. Lower that leg down, and then can we just go into our circles? Again, it could be a small circle, big stepping over something circle. Lovely. And then can we change direction? Take the circle around the other way. Lovely, and pause. Shake it out. Other side. So leg swing. Two more. Pause. And then just out to the side. One more. Bring it, pause. And then bring the knee up. Knee stay still. Movement from the hip. Again, knee forward or maybe knee behind. Just getting that wiggle through the top of the leg. Lovely. And then pause it. And then extend. So flick through the knee. One more. Lower down, and then we take the leg out again into our circle. Could be a small circle, big circle. Lovely. And then pause. And then can we take it back? Lovely. Last one. And rest. Brilliant. Okay, so then into our regulars. So first two, tiptoe, bend lower, and then bend, tiptoe, straighten lower. Holding a weight or just body weight, whatever your preference is. 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest. Right, ready? So again, feet hip width apart. Off we go. So gently coming up onto tiptoe, bending the knees, hinging the hips, heels down. If we didn't want to come up onto tiptoe again, we could just always just do like a mini squat coming up. So again, we're still working on the hips, ankles, knees. The tiptoes, we're just working those toe joints a little bit more. How does it all feel? Keeping again, knees, feet, hips roughly in line. Before your knees coming in, can we try and keep them pushed out in line with the hips? Lovely. And pause. Right, so from there we're going to reverse that. So the gentle hinge, then the tiptoes, then the straighten, then the lower. Okay. Off we go. Down, tiptoe, straighten, lower. Lovely. Really nice. No, we've been doing this one for so long, but even each time it can still feel challenging. Nearly there. And pause, good. Okay, so into our split stance. So the feet hip width apart, taking a step back. First move, our sprinter, where we change our mind and bring ourselves back. So that sudden stop, bring it back. Maybe looking straight ahead, maybe looking left to right. Maybe noticing the difference between each. You look left to right, does that make a difference? Oops. Certainly feels, in fact, well, it does make a difference when I look left to right at the moment. It really sort of throws me off. Good. Right, have a rest. From there, same split start, and then maybe just adjust it. So we're going to come up to tiptoe, bend, lower, straighten. So we might want to do it body weight. We might hold a weight. Off we go. So yeah, maybe looking straight ahead. Find that focal point. So we tiptoe, bend, lower, straighten. Brilliant. And pause. So last one in this position. Bend, tiptoe, straighten, lower. Okay, ready, and let's go. We'll bend it, tiptoe it, straighten, lower. Tiptoe, lower. Lovely, and pause. So from here, switch side, leading legs. So into our first move, our sprinter. Okay. And off we go. So take a moment or two, because it might just take a couple of repetitions to settle into this other side leading. We can again be looking straight ahead, looking left to right. Good. Again, if we didn't want to do tiptoes, we can keep the feet on the floor and just still get that movement forward, that hinge forward, return. Tricky. Rather than that one. Pause. So then back to tiptoe bend lower. Then check your stance so we can get the heels down. Okay. With weight, without. Straight ahead. So tiptoe, bend, lower, straight. Lovely. And pause. Brilliant. And then last one. In this stance, bend, tiptoe, straight and lower. We'll then go into our heel toe afterwards. And just to get that mixture of different stances. So bend, tiptoe, straighten, bend, tiptoe, straighten, bend, straighten, bend. Really nice. Nearly there, 5 seconds. And pause. Okay, so heel toe, whether we're holding our weight still or not, but really aiming not to look at the feet, we're sensing, we're feeling that heel toe. Maybe we're looking straight ahead, maybe we're looking left to right. Up to you. We'll do a few paces forward. And then if we're okay, we'll do a few paces backwards. Lovely, really nice. And rest. Brilliant, well done, really nice. Have a pause, grab a drink, and then if you've got your balls, your ball, onto the catch. And then really it's catch and balance, or balance and catch. We're going to do the same move, but we're going to do it twice because one leg is going to be our supported leg in each round. We're going to aim to do a single leg deadlift and a bounce as we come out of that into a high knee and a catch. So, feet hip width apart, take a step back, begin to hinge as we would in our normal straight leg deadlift. As we hinge down, hand ball in hand, we might bounce it and not do that, which of course then you've got to very carefully come out of your hinge and pick your ball up. So let's try that again. So I'm hinging, bounce, catch. I practiced this, it wasn't this wobbly, I promise you. From there, we come out of the hinge, maybe a knee high, or we can keep the foot on the floor, and then a catch. And then literally it's back and forth. And we'll do the other side. If again you didn't want to do it with the ball, again, we could still improvise, pretend to catch, and do that. So again, there's always the options there as well. And if we don't want the legs to come off the floor, just keep them set back. We can still get the hinge with the foot on the floor. We can still get that work on the strengthening side of things. Right, so let's give it a go. Ready? Off we go. So, feet hip width apart, single leg hinge. When you're in that position, bounce it. Exhale as we come up, catch it. Pausing at any time that you need to readjust. Ooh. I'd say pretty challenging. Take your time, pause and rest. And rest. Okay, well done. Right, other side. This will be the interesting one. So, ready? Off we go. So single leg, hinge, bounce. Oh. Come up, catch. Hinge, catch. Brilliant, really, really good. Oh. And rest. Lovely, well done. And then just the last one. Switch that off. We're going to, again, coming up onto tiptoe, but tiptoe and reaching. We'll do 2 rounds, so we're going to have one leg being the grounded. So I'm aiming to, my left leg will hover or can be bent. Coming up onto tiptoe, I'm going to reach up with my right arm. So visualising we're reaching onto that top shelf. So reaching up, down. Then I'm going to reach up with both hands. I need both hands to help. And then I'm going to use my other hand. So a lot of work through that one leg coming up on tiptoe. If we didn't want to do that, again, we can let the other leg hover, stay down. We can reach. So we're lengthening. We're still working the upper body. But if we can add that tiptoe, got that balance, that strength when we've got to reach up and get something. And then we'll do the other side. Let's give it a go. So actually we're doing a lot calf-wise with all this tiptoeing. So reaching with one hand, reaching with both, and then reaching with the other hand. Pausing, resting. I think every morning when I put the glasses back in the cupboards in the kitchen, the top shelf, there is always an element of I've got to sort of reach up that little bit further. So it's a sort of a, you know, an everyday thing, really. Really feel my calf and my legs working because we have worked them. So again, we're building up that strength, but ease off if you need to, if it's too much. And pause, shake it out. Lovely. Okay, other leg now. So again, one leg might feel easier than the other. Notice how using the one arm than the other maybe slightly throws the balance off a little bit, so we have to adapt. Okay, so up. Lovely. 3 you out. Put your back. Nearly there. Reach. Oh. A few more seconds. And rest. Well done. That actually has really made my calves work. We've done quite a bit, so that's just added to that. Timer off. And we will stretch. So let's begin. Feet hip width apart, and we'll focus on the calves. So let's take a step back. Let that back leg be long and gently press down through the leg into the heel. As long as that's okay, adjust. So again, we are stretching out that calf. Another option would always be to step, perhaps on the bottom step, just let your heels drop down gently so you get a deeper stretch if that was appropriate. This is quite enough at the moment as well. So again, just nice gentle breathing, noticing how everything feels. Lovely. Coming out from that back leg, bring that back leg forward now. So we can still get a little bit of a stretch through the calf. Hinge back, but a little bit more so on the back of the hamstring. We lift the toes towards the knees, we'll feel the calf muscles a bit more there. And then we'll gently come up from that. Other side, so again, feet hip width apart first of all, take that step back. Lovely. And then bring that back leg forward. Other leg now bends, we hinge back, get that stretch. Lovely. And then gently come back up from standing. And then we'll just do our crossover legs, so cross the right leg over the left. Or again, you can keep both feet parallel. That was more comfortable. So crossing over, make sure the hips are forward facing. Right arm can then reach up, lengthen. And then our little side bend, maybe holding that wrist. And then we'll release, arm cross, and then the other side. So either keep the legs parallel or cross over. Hips forward facing, lengthen, and then that gentle bend. Lovely. Release, uncross. Give yourself a pat on the back for all that balancing. Well done.